Hello friend, welcome all of you to Simply Clouded. My name is Himanshu Sharma and today we are going to discuss topic of VPC pairing. Now if you remember in the last session we discussed about VPC. So in AWS infrastructure these VP are isolated as it's a security concern, and any resource in the VPC cannot communicate directly outside of the VPC until and unless we define any explicit route or we attach any particular device to it like internet gateway or net gateway. Then after that, once we define these routes to the route table, then any resource in VPC under public subnet or as well as private subnet can communicate to the outside of VPC. And similarly here in VPC peering concept, as the name suggests, VPC peering is about where we will be connecting two or more VPCs together, and there these VPCs resources can communicate with each other. Now just to demonstrate this idea, here I'll be using one account, and in my one account I have been using one region, and under this region I've created two VPCs across different availability zone. Then once I configured this peering connection, then any resources in those VPC1, like here in the VPC1 resource, can communicate to the VPC2 resource. Now this feature is not, this VPC peering feature is not only applicable to one account, it can also be applicable to another account, where we can use two accounts and where we can set up the same VPC peering so that all those VPC resources can communicate with each other. So here, just to demonstrate my first scenario of using one account, I have already created one of the VPCs here in one of the AZ. Similarly, with a CIDR range of 10.1.0.0. Similarly, I have already created VPC2 with a CIDR range of 10.2.0.0 by 16. Now you have to make a note of this thing, that every time you will be configuring VPC peering connection, so those VPCs CIDR range should not be overlapping. So that means they should not have the same CIDR range, and that way it will be clashing, and that VPC peering connection route table will get confused, like where the traffic should be diverted. So just to avoid this thing, I have created two different CIDR range. Similarly, I have created two subnet in each of the VPC across different AZ. So here I've created one VPC with a subnet of 10.1.1.0 by 24, and similarly in the VPC2 I have created one subnet 10.2.1.0 by 24. Now under both this subnet I have created two instances. I have already spinned up two instances. This is VPC1 EC2, and I have attached like a public IP to it so that I can take an SSH of it. Similarly, I have created one VPC2 and it is in a private subnet, so it is not having a direct connectivity to the outside like internet gateway. I have not attached any internet gateway because in the VPC1 I already have an internet gateway attached to that VPC. Here I have created one internet gateway already, and I attached that internet gateway to the VPC1 so that this particular EC2 VPC1 EC2 instance has a connectivity to the outside, so that I can take the SSH of it. So what I did, I already took the SSH of this connection, like this particular EC2 VPC1 EC2 instance. Now just to take an idea, like if from here if I am going to take or if I am going to ping this particular VPC2 EC2 resource, this particular resource with a private IP, so then I would not be able to ping it because I have not already set up that particular VPC peering. Until unless I define that VPC peering connection, it won't work out. Now how I'm going to do it, so suppose here in this VPC section we'll go to the peering connection, and here we'll define the create VPC peering. So I'll name it as VPC1 to VPC2, and my requester will be VPC would be VPC1. And now here's a concept that, as I mentioned, that we can create peering across same account or different account, and similarly across same region or different region. So here in my scenario I'll be using one account only, and if in case it would be another account, then you will choose it and then you will define the account ID. So here I'll be using same account. Similarly, if you would be using different region, then you simply have to choose another region and define what region it is. Now here in my case it is the same region only. Then in the acceptor ID I have to define the other VPC ID. So it is connected to the VPC 2 and it is a CIDR range of 10.2.0 by 0 as already mentioned. Now after this we'll create simply a click on create VPC peering connection. It is done. Here you will see that this is a overall summary of whatever connection we have. Then click OK. So once you will be creating this, then in the same account you will get this accept request. If in case it is going to be another account, then you have to go to that account. You will log into that particular account, and once you go to the peering connection section, then again from the action done, you will choose that accept this VPC peering connection request, and then click on yes accept. And once it is okay, then you will see that it will be showing status as active. Earlier it was pending, now it is showing active. So we have already created one VPC peering connection. So once we are done with creation of VPC peering, then we have to define under the route table, we have to define those route to all those VPC like where we have this VPC peering route table. So under route we'll define that edit route for the VPC1 we are doing it. So we'll add one route to the another VPC CIDR range, which is 10.2.0.0 by 16, and under the target option we are going to choose how your like communication will proceed. So this particular CIDR range will go via peering connection. So this is my peering connection. I'll get a tagging as VPC1 to VPC2, which I already created peering connection. So once I done with it, then I'll choose a save route. So once it is done, now similarly under VPC route to VPC2 route table we define the same thing. So it is as of now it is having the local CIDR range, but here I'll add another route that any traffic would be going through this CIDR range will go via peering connection, and this is my peering connection. Now if similarly I'll save route, so you can see that I have created this peering connection and now it should be working. So let me ping again. Now you can see that from my VPC1 EC2 resource I can communicate to the VPC2 resource, or I can ping it directly. So this is how we are establishing this peering connection for a 2 account. Now similarly there are like few drawback of using this VPC peering connection, which I'm going to discuss later once I'll be creating transit gateway, once I'll be explaining transit gateway topic. But as of now this is a VPC peering, and this VPC peering, as I mentioned, that we can establish it across same account or across different account. So if in case you want to implement in your, like you want to practice it more, then you can use different accounts. You can and in those account you can create a same VPC peering connection. And once you are done with the VPC peering connection, once you establish that, then after that you need to take into consideration of defining those route table. Under the route table you have to define those routes for each and every peering connection. And similarly you also need to take care of that while you will be creating security, like in the instances, you also need to define those security group rules while you will be defining those ping or any connectivity. So that is all about VPC peering. If in case you have any doubt, please comment in the video section. So then after that we'll let you know and we will elaborate further if in case you have any doubt. So thanks all of you for watching this video, and soon we are going to release a topic and video of transit gateway where we'll be discussing about what is a VPC peering drawback and how this transit gateway would be helpful in resolving those issues. So thanks all of you for watching it. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe for more such videos at Simply Clouded. To subscribe our channel, please hit the bell icon at the bottom.